Ahoy gamers! So rather than making lots of teeny tiny little videos about some of the various updates in the action RPG space, I figured it would just be better to do a regular sized video because reacting to a 30-second teaser trailer just feels a bit silly to me. So let's jump into some of the news. So first and foremost, let's talk about Path of Exile. So they've done 2 teaser trailers. The first one is for the next League mechanic. We'll be getting more news, I believe, on the 21st of March. It looks like it's going to be undead based. It's called Necropolis. And toward the end of the video, it looks like they showed us a few bosses. I can't remember from which league, but then also Lycia and Katarina. Now, speculation is all over the place. I hope it's this, but I don't think it is. But some, namely Zizarin, suspects it could be new Ubers. That would be fantastic if we were to get some new Ubers. Like I said, I'm a little bit skeptical. It would be fantastic if that is true, but I suspect it's more just some kind of league mechanic that involves the more demonic / undead bosses, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Then there was the second trailer in the tease, as it were, which was for Path of Exile 2. It looks like on the 21st we'll be getting to see some more ranger gameplay, as they briefly showed some of the more ranger archetype skills, as it were, like a sniper shot with the bow and things like that. Also, a lot of streamers are being sent to LA in California, in the US of A. The general musings that we've been hearing from said streamers, obviously they're under some kind of NDA, is that they're going to be getting hands-on with Path of Exile 2, possibly getting to see some endgame content. I know Jonathan from GGG, the director of Path of Exile 2, he has previously said a few months ago that we should look forward to being shown some endgame content. So I suspect that's what that's going to be. They've been told to that they will be able to record their own gameplay and stuff like that as well, which will be very, very nice. So keep an eye out for that. I imagine we'll be getting to see a lot of footage across various channels in this space. Next, we were shown a gameplay trailer for No Rest for the Wicked. This is a game I've had my eye on since it was initially announced. I think either at Summer Games Fest or at the Game Awards, I don't recall. I think it was the Game Awards, it wasn't too far away. And I've yet to actually watch the gameplay footage. It's something I'll probably do live on stream either later today or tomorrow. But it's something that I imagine is going to appeal to a lot of people, especially if you're into combat similar to Dark Souls, where it's a little bit more methodical and you have to like think about your positioning a bit more, as opposed to just spamming right click and blasting through whatever maps or dungeons or etc. you would in some of the more well-known action RPGs. It's probably going to be a very, very good game, regardless of what your tastes in the genre are, and something to look out for. They've also just very recently announced a roadmap. Check it out on their Twitter. They're not giving any dates or anything to that effect, but they have basically said, okay, we're going to give this is the launch, which is early access, might I add. Then I think they're doing multiplayer and then some kind of expansion or something. I don't know, just some big content update. It doesn't really explain in the roadmap what that is. But yes, something definitely to keep your eyes on. I will absolutely be watching it closely myself. Then there's the Diablo 4 Gauntlet release. Now, personally, I'm in two minds about the Gauntlet because Blizzard has basically nurtured their player base to expect one type of play style, be it through Helltides, Nightmare Dungeons, or the Tree of Whispers, and that play style is go out, start at a place, kill all the things, acquire loot at the end of it. That's fine if that's what you're into, but now they've suddenly introduced this speed running thing that is specifically for just doing the speed running, and for prestige. Yes, you can get loot, but it's loot once a week, which also sends a mixed message, and I think they should just basically make it cosmetic only. But I think had it not been released mid-season or like towards the back end of the season, it would probably have been far better received. But unfortunately, that's not what they've done. Frankly, I think it should have been a release thing and not just a seasonal ad. But the general read that I'm getting from the community is that it's dumb and they don't get it, and they think it's weird that they're trying to win people back mid-season, which I agree is weird. Like, it's basic psychology. Everyone knows it's incredibly hard to get people to come back to a thing that they've already left. So I don't know why they've done it twice. They did it with the Abattoir of Zir as well, and I just think they need to stop doing that and just releasing the content at the beginning of the season as opposed to halfway through it, when most people have done with the season within the first week or so. I also think it would have been better received if they had more options. Like, if we take it in the same light that we look at the core mechanics that we see in Path of Exile, you've got your tower defense like thing, you've got your roguelite thing, you've got the more added layers and planning and whatnot with Heist or with Syndicate, and you've got these various options that you can go, well, maybe the tower defense thing isn't for me, however I love to do this, so I can actually block that one out, have no qualms with it because I have the thing I like to do. And again, I think the Gauntlet would have been far better received if there were more options for players to engage in. So those who do not want to engage in speedrunning things, which I imagine is actually going to be most of the community, could be like, yeah, it's not for me. Hope the speedrunners love it though. And then they can go and do whatever nice fancy feature that has been added for them. But that's not how Blizzard have done it, unfortunately. And it's just, it just feels like another poor choice, poor execution from the Diablo 4 devs, unfortunately. Last but not least, it appears that the V Rising devs have announced that they will be going into 1.0 on May 8th. Now, you may not class V Rising strictly as an action RPG, but I do think it's action RPG adjacent. It's a very, very fun game. It's been very, very well received. So if you like a bit of survival spice with your action RPG goodness, then I would wholeheartedly recommend checking out V Rising. As I said, it comes out on PC and PlayStation 5 later in the year, but PC 1.0 is on May 8th. Now that's going to be it for me with regards to action RPG news and discussions. I've got some other videos in the works. I've got a Last Epoch review that I want to do, where I want to go into a bit more detail rather than just being like a talking head piece. I've also got a Diablo 4 review that I've got coming up. It's probably going to be massive, like 2 hours long, I suspect. I want to do it in a bit more of a video essay style because there's a lot of things that I have thoughts on with regards to Diablo 4. And I feel like it's a franchise that a lot of people grew up with. So I want to be able to really appeal to those people who are in a similar situation as myself, who played Diablo 1, 2, 3, and so on, and got into the gaming space through the Diablo franchise. I've also got a Forge Guard build coming up for Last Epoch. It's, well, I was warned about Forge Guard, and I thought, no, I can overcome how poorly balanced the Forge Guard class is, and I'm not entirely sure I have overcome it, but I'm going to keep on keeping on, as it were. I do look forward to that guide, even if it's not a build that I end up recommending. I'm sure it will be, if anything, educational for people who are considering Forge Guard and whether or not they can make certain mechanics in the game viable. Like and subscribe if you liked the video, if you like me and you want to see more of this face. Otherwise, thank you all very much for watching. Farewell. I'll remember you.